Well. How is everyone doing today? How are all of you? Sorry, guys. Just getting the audio up here. We're running a minute behind. I'm sorry, we got here in time, but only just. Only just in time. I let the dogs out. How is everyone doing today? Is everybody having a good day today? I hope so. Just quickly grabbing this to throw on our Discord. 1,000 apologies, everyone. 100,000 apologies. Alright. Let's go here. Let's do this. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about the delay. Tired, feel like shit, but it's usually a week tiredness piling up. Tomorrow will be a better... Ah, very nice, Ira. Very nice. Coffee stream. Look at me. Look at my coffee. Let's see here. Sir, how are you awake working over there? Aaron, it's, I'm awake because it's the middle of the day. Unless you're talking to Ira. Like, wow, man. It's like, we have set the expectations very low here on the Big Red 40k stream. Man, Bear, it's the middle of the day. How can you do this? I don't even know. Yeah, I actually streamed until about 4 or 5 a.m., yeah. Absolutely. I woke up at 12:30 in the morning. I was up till about 8, so I only got about 4 hours of sleep last night. Normally I get enough sleep, boys, don't worry. In this particular case, I'm just trying to correct my sleep schedule because it had started to become inverted. Like, you know, I was basically waking up very, very late and getting up very, very early. Now that is going to hopefully be changing because I will be tired enough today, probably by like 7 or 8 o'clock, to go to bed. Wake up at a better time tomorrow. And you wore those shades, Officer Bear. Absolutely. Hey, it's Josh. How have you been, Josh? Good to see you back. Welcome. Welcome back. Just be 1 second here. But, yeah, no, it's exciting to have Josh back, everybody. For real. Hey, McMeester. Welcome aboard as well. Welcome aboard. So we're going to do a bit of hobby stuff today. That much I can confirm. And we're going to talk first, you know, just for a little while. I'll probably end up doing the contrast portion of the remaining walkers today for the white, is what my plan is for when we get painting. God damn it, Crunk. Glad to be back. Welcome to all. Oh, that's so vile. I've been avoiding using the welcome meme for a while, but it's so vile. Hey, it's Saxon. How have you been, Saxon? You doing okay? Welcome aboard. When Big Red 40k says he's going to bed, but you see his Discord user green the whole day. I'm like, you guys, I need to go to sleep. I sit down, I'm like, I don't want to sleep yet. What should I do? I get up, I look over, I see the computer, I'm like, just imagine all the fun I could have. Ah, Jorg Graka. Welcome, Jorg. Welcome, even. Kalu Kalay, what a wonderful day. I know, guys. It's going to be awesome. What a great stream we're going to have today. So last night, when I was streaming, we did a lot of fun stuff. We talked about why prices will be higher, and soon. We talked about how Games Workshop would be affected by the current global events happening. We talked about some other stuff related to Games Workshop. Then we talked about BattleTech. That was a lot of fun. I went over the initial lore of BattleTech last night for like an hour and a half. Just doing a brief one-over with people about kind of how it works and who's who and the broad storyline of BattleTech without getting too deep into it. That was a request by the audience. I didn't do that. The soundtrack we hear playing in the background is from the BattleTech video game, which is one of my favorite games. I've put hundreds of hours into it. But yeah, like, today we're going to be painting Necrons when we get around to the painting portion of the stream. Painting Necrons is a lot of fun. For those of you who missed out the other day, this is what the color scheme looks like for the Necrons in all of its glory. I think it's pretty cool. I think they came out looking pretty awesome. And I look forward to doing the whole army like this, because I think these things look brilliant. Isaac, you weren't here when I talked about it. I thought you had a brilliant looking model. I think you did a hell of a job. I love the purple robe. Again, purple's not usually my color, but you did a really good job on it. And I love the sword. So very well done. Things are doing well, Battleborn Gaming. How are you? Are you doing alright? Yeah, see, this is the power I have, Joshua. I'm a god now. Much like the Satan of old, I have come up with a color scheme that has elevated me to the status of the divine. I do not mean that. It is not sincere. You imagine that just going out there, it's like, no, I have become a god. People are like, wait, hold on, what? It's like, look at how the white and the black contrast together. It's awesome. So, yeah, no, it's exciting times. I'm excited. I'm excited to get more of these Necrons done. We're going to get all the walkers done probably this week or by early next week. Oh my god, can you imagine if I was actually that conceited and arrogant? Oh, that would be amazing. I have missed all this and so much lately. It's all good, Joshua. You know, all you've missed out is on some hobbying stuff. You know, like, in terms of 40k. Yeah, I'm assuming, like, when you weren't here, you were taking care of things that were actually more important. So, you've not really missed out on anything. You've just missed out on the fun. If you are a god, it makes me win the Spanish national... make me win the Spanish national lottery. Ira, you would be the last person I would give that to. Because, Ira, you have betrayed me. Your constant attacks on me... I can see it. I understand it, Ira. You will receive no such lottery winnings. You will get as you deserve. Hello, Dallas, and welcome. Welcome aboard. You having a good day? So, still that stuff inspires me to do more hobbying. Oh, that's very cool. My allergies have been acting up lately, which is, of course, always a good time. Everybody's really happy when they have more allergies. It's like, it's perfect. It really is St. Patrick's Day. Bear is streaming at a time I can catch, and we finally have pics of Valfie. Oh, God. Anonymous, what is my favorite faction? Ooh. If for Warhammer 40,000, my favorite army would probably be Minotaurs, followed shortly after by Orcs, but that does move around a bit. Oh, your compressor died? That sucks, Battleborn. Poot poot goes Lehman Square. But yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. So I betrayed you. Can you point out which particular act of betrayal it was? I stabbed you in the back so many times. It barely narrows it down. Well, you see, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Ira. Ira, this is the part that you're not getting. That's why I'm not going to allow you to acquire those winnings. The numerical number of betrayals is very great indeed, and that is why you will not receive my blessings. But yeah. So yeah, my favorite faction Anonymous would be Minotaurs and Orcs. I like most factions of 40k. I love Tau. I love Orcs. I love Space Marines, particularly my Minotaurs. I'm a huge fan of Drakari. I love Drakari. I love Eldar, Craftworlds. I'm not a big fan of Harlequins, but I'm a huge fan of Craftworlds and Eldar. I love the Imperial Guard. Astra Militarum are amazing. I love Knights. Both Imperial and Chaos Knights are stunning and absolutely lovely. Yeah, really, just about everything. I like most things in 40k. You know, choosing a favorite is always hard, but my personal favorite would be Minotaurs. Oh, and I love Necrons now, too, but just, eh. I especially love Squats, that's correct. Oh, very cool. The originals? You've got the originals Pariahs? Oh, man, the original Pariah models are so awesome. That is correct, Prince Velton Hawklord. I have a deep and genuine disdain for the Leman Russ battle tank. You have hit the nail on the head. I like some abhumans. I'm not willing to commit to saying I love all abhumans, because that's, my friends, would be a lie. Original meta. Oh, I love those models. I love the Pariah models from back in the day. Daedalus, they're not real people, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count. They're fictional. They're fictional people. Bear-like. I actually don't mind the Felinids. I never said I liked them in that sense, but I don't mind the Felinids. And I don't think that they're cat girls as you would understand them from, like, some trashy anime. It would be, After I stabbed him and stole the box the minis brought to show me. Like, Abhumans, he's nice to me. Like, Abhumans, he's nice to me, see? You see, everyone? So, what say you guys that we get some painting done? I do not mind switching over to the painting side of the stream. Again, thank you everybody for being here so far today. Always very gratifying to me that people just show up and want to hang out and just shoot the shit and paint miniatures and talk Warhammer. There's not a lot of stuff going on in current events right now for Warhammer other than what we talked about this morning. So here's hoping that we're going to have a lot more exciting stuff to talk about soon. Adepticon is coming, and it's going to be very cool. I've painted cherubs today. Ah, very nice. They would look like cats from 2019 Cats movie. Oh, GW was also kind enough, much like in the Cats movie, to remove the buttholes of all of the cats. Look at everyone. They're cats, but without their own butthole. Oh, God. No, such vile creations cannot be allowed to live. So, let's flip this camera around. As you guys know, I still watch the stream when we get to the hobbying portion of the stream. I'm still going to answer all your guys' questions. We're still going to have fun. We're still going to do all this stuff. I'm just not going to be one-on-oneing the camera. I'm going to be painting. I have a 25-inch display set up on the edge of that table that allows me to see what you guys are saying, and I will respond as usual, I promise. I promise. Alright. Bam! Bam! Alright, so, first things first, let's turn this guy back on. And let's put this guy up here first so you guys can get a bit of a bigger picture of who we've already finished. Alright, let's move this over here so I can see what you guys are saying. This morning we talked about the financial consequences of the war for Games Workshop, basically, Josh. Also, not a lot of people know this, but Games Workshop actually contracts out to tons of Russians for their art assets. That's also going to have to change. Hamish, there will be no uprising here, Hamish. So let's first... This one outside of the base is complete. So just letting you guys know. So what we're doing here first is... we're going to go over all the white pieces of the remaining parts. So the parts that are not going to be white are these components. And this component. These are all going to be colored black. I don't have any intention, at least right now, of doing those today. But who knows? Stranger things have happened. So everything else you see here is going to have some kind of white largely applied over the miniature. So we have, now just letting you guys know how I got to this point and how we prepared it. By the way, I was serious. Go check Valorac's towards his foot is all over. Knight, I don't want to see Valorac's feet, man. I don't want to see that. Why would I want to see that? I don't want to see his feet. I'm not. You know what, man? Like, if I was into stuff like that, I would definitely not want to be check out Valorac's feet, man. That would not be what I would be getting myself into at that time. So, these are all the components that we're going to be painting white today. Now, as you can see, they're already white. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know it was. I actually talked about that as well this morning, Jorg. Again, I don't want to keep on going into it and stuff like that because it you know, I think it was important to talk about this morning. But FYI, the reason why they did that had nothing to do with their virtue signaling. It's because the sanctions make it literally impossible for Games Workshop to function in the Russian Federation. It's very nice and all that they can let people know where they stand on issues that everybody largely agrees with. But the truth of the matter is the reason why they have to pull out is because their banks can't do business with the other banks. That's really the legitimate reason. They can put a nice coat on it, tell their investors and tell the public, you know, oh, we're doing it because we're standing up for freedom, and maybe they are. But the truth of the matter is it wouldn't have mattered whether they stood up for freedom or not. So, these guys here have been primed with Citadel White, and we have hit them with an airbrush spray of white as well. Now, this is nowhere near complete because there's 2 stages we have to do to these to get these up to where we need them to be. 1 second here, guys. There we go. That's better. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally doubled the window there. So, there's 2 stages we need these guys to go through. It's very exciting. The first one is I have taken my pot of Apothecary White, and what I've done with it is I've actually heavily thinned it down. This pot is at 50%. I actually, because I know I'm going to be using this paint a bunch, I actually went through and I pre-thinned the entire pot to the consistency that I need for my Necrons, because I anticipate that this is going to be something I have to use a lot of. So for me, I don't mind pre-thinning a whole pot to get what I want. Now, I do want to whip away some of the excess here. Not too much. You want to leave some of it there. But you don't want to have too much there. Right? You want to add some texture to the white. This can be a bit of a time-consuming process doing this. It is an easy process if you're keeping your eye on the prize, as it were. But it can be challenging in its own right in some ways. I've been joking with all for a while for feet picks that happen. I've seen way worse feet in the military. Painting white isn't that bad. You can't even touch the part of the model ever again. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Painting white it means that you don't want to make any mistakes. That's the truth of the matter. It's just a matter of that you don't really want to make an error. Other colors you can recover from your errors pretty okay. White though, once the mistake is there, it's very much immortal, as it were. Like, you know, you've kind of you've buried yourself with white or with yellow. Those are the two colors that really once they're screwed up, they're never the same. An official statement: we stand with freedom to choose no longer do business with Russia. Plus, the banks said we won't cash the checks. Well, that's just the thing, right? Like, the banks literally can't take payments and move them to Britain. So, you know, they can't functionally move their money to where their accounts are. Like, that's the real reason why it's all over. It has nothing to do with the ruble's value. It has to do with restrictions based off of trade. No banks are allowed to really do business with Russia outside of banks dealing with commodity trades. That's it. And Games Workshop might feel like a commodity to us, but it doesn't feel like a commodity to a central bank. So, that's just the truth of the matter. Like, I personally, like, for the record, I stand with all the victims of the war, right? Like, it's terrible. I don't want to talk about it, because we're here for hobby stuff, right? But, like, I hate the bullshit virtue signaling. It's a company. The company wants to make money. It comes up with an excuse why it's not going to make money. That's all it is. I've worked for too many companies to tell you. I kind of know a little bit about how they operate, and there's not like I'm sure that the people who work there are relieved that they're able to take a moral stand for something they believe in. But the business did not make that decision because of those because of this. The business made them a decision because it didn't have a choice. You know, there's a lot of bad companies that there's a lot of bad countries that all companies do business in. Like, Games Workshop does business in China. Games Workshop does business in the Middle East, right? Like, these are true. They literally do business in these places where like 81 people were murdered in Saudi Arabia the other day. Murdered, beheaded. The state beheaded 81 men, largely of crimes that we would not consider crimes here in the West. Games Workshop doesn't say anything about that. Now, again, like, I'm not being critical of Games Workshop in the context of that that Russia is not doing something terrible, right? It has nothing to do with that. It's the company. That's not why the company is pulling out. Companies deal with places that do terrible shit all the time. Knight's Oath, no one is shipping to the Ukraine. The only thing arriving in the Ukraine is humanitarian aid and weapons. That's about it. So again, like, you know, none of this is me trying to be a dick about it, right? Like, again, I don't have a problem with the sentiment behind the statement, but that's not why they did it. It's just plainly not. It's not the reason. The reason they're giving is not in any way affiliated with why the business and sales stopped in Russia. And for a lot of companies, this is the case. It's not just GW. Like, Coca-Cola only pulled out after the banks basically forbade them from moving their money around. That's really what it is. And I know, again, all these companies will come up with their, oh no, we're taking a moral stand. It's like, guys, you're companies. You exist to make money. That's fine. It has nothing to do with that, though. That's not the reason why these organizations are doing what they're doing. And to be fair, that's not what they're designed to do either. Companies exist to extract the optimal amount of wealth from a situation. That they're machines built to make money. That's why they exist even. So it's also even more preposterous when you hear people being, what are these companies' moral position on this? Their moral position is how much money can they make. Yeah, like Coca-Cola, by the way, for those of you who don't know, actually had people murdered in the third world who tried to unionize their Coca-Cola factory. They sent in mercenaries to actually kill people in the 90s. So, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, Coca-Cola probably doesn't care what the fate of the people there is. It's an ugly truth, but the truth is usually ugly. So as you guys can see here, now that we get back to the subject at hand, rather than talking about something I don't want to talk about, you can see here on the white. Now, this is not the final portion of the white. What it's doing, though, is it's adding texture to the white. See, the problem with Apothecary when it's not thinned is it doesn't add, it overwhelms the white. It's far too thick. It doesn't settle correctly. But when you thin it down 50%, this is the effect you get on the white. It's very much shaded in, while not degrading the white too much. It does change the white a little bit, but that's good, because we're going to be going over it again later with dry brushing. It does the same thing on silver. And the grim darkness of the present, there's only money. Hey man, you said it, not me. But it ain't wrong. I've worked too many places to tell you that it's wrong. I've worked with too many places to tell you it's wrong, and I think a lot of you guys who are a bit older also know that's the case. Unfortunately, I have become very jaded when it comes to this stuff, which is why I really don't like talking about it. The decisions that are made for reasons about self-interest and money. It is thinned with contrast medium. You can't thin contrast paints with water. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful model. The reanimators may be trash on the table, but they are actually quite beautiful miniatures. Very cool looking. Very much cool looking, guys. Now, just letting you guys know, once these reanimators and the last of the Doomstalkers is completed, we will be actually doing a Battletech miniature next. We're going to be doing a Lance of Battle Mechs after this. Not today, obviously, because I'm not going to get these done today. But we will be doing a little bit of Battletech painting, because I have 200 mechs to paint. And I got to get them done sometime. Oh. So, I will show you guys the difference, because I'm doing these pieces as a part of a broader miniature. I can show you, because I have 2 of these on the go, what an unfinished version of one of these looks like, an untouched version, versus one of the ones we've completed. And the reason for that is very simple. When I do that, it will display to everybody what I'm talking about the white effect I'm looking for on these contrast-covered pieces. Now, again, you want to wick away stuff when it pools too much in one area, of course. But, you also want to make sure that some of it does pool just a little bit in some areas, because you want it to also give that texture, especially because we're going to be going over it again with a dry brush after the fact. The interior part of this doesn't matter as much, so I don't have to worry about wicking away as much on the interior pieces. But you will want to do that as well. One thing I'm going to do upon assembly is I actually have to shave down the paint on the end of the contact nubs here so that this fits into the model again. Use it if you're a cheaper alternative for contrast medium, pouring medium to close enough. Sorry, I don't understand, Memo. I had much better result thin skeleton horde down with contrast medium, more subtle. Yeah, like it depends on the effect you're looking for. I use skeleton horde for a different effect, personally. But a lot of these contrast paints, you can thin them down and it's perfect. It will do what you need it to do quite well. All right. All right. I think we've got this leg mostly done. So what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to show you guys why we do what we do. Even if you didn't dry brush this after the fact, look at the difference between these two pieces. They are the same piece. This one had a break up there, but I'm just going to assemble it anyway. So you can see here the similarity. You can see it. You can see it, my friends, with your eyes. Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see. The top bit there that I still have to finish. Oh, that was so annoying when that broke. Ugh. But thankfully, because it's all assembled by guiding pins, I'm going to be able to conceal that as battle damage quite easily. I have not decided on the bases yet, Knight's Oath. Right now, I don't know if forest is the right look for this. The way that they're painted, I just think that the forest might contrast too much with them. I'm leaning towards AstroTurf or Arctic, is what I'm leaning towards. I don't think it'll be Arctic, but it might be. Even though I did that already for my demons, I think it might look really good on these Necrons. It might contrast with the red very well on them, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But there's a real chance I'll do Arctic though. Not because, you know, I want everything I do to be on an Arctic base, but I think these might look really good in an Arctic setting. Alright, so that guy is done there. This piece is done here. This piece is done here. We're getting through them, boys. One piece at a time for each one of these guys. Oh, somebody's messaging me. 1 second here. Why would they want to do this? Why, I ask you, why? What is this? You just letting you know, you have to use contrast medium is not the same thing as regular medium. So just as a heads up, you don't actually want to use regular medium with contrast paint. Like you don't. You really should be using the contrast medium with it. You really should. All right. Back to it, boys. Yeah, I know you're sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat here. Yeah, like I know. Like that's the thing, like it's just the way it is. It's I'm not a big fan of that type of stuff, like in the virtue signaling side of things. I really hate it. Especially from companies that don't really take stands. There are companies that do occasionally actually make stands. There was a company that disagreed with how it was sourcing certain materials from an area of the world that has a very big economy. It's a Swedish company. They said this is wrong, and they effectively got kicked out of that country in terms of their business practices outside of that, because that country, and they knew it was going to happen. So like, there are cases where these things do happen, but they usually are not prompted by sanctions. Those decisions are made before the sanctions appear or are even threatened. Everybody has a moral epiphany after the sanctions start. this in here. Very nice. I just have to say, I love these Cryptek models. Like, the Cryptek stuff that we see here, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I really do. Everything I've ever seen for these things, I was always like, I don't know, but once I got my hands on them, once I started working on them, once I had a chance to really see how beautiful they are, these particular Crypteks are my favorite thing in the Necron army in terms of appearance. The War of the World Walker things are just, they're just so good, and they match the setting so well that I can't say enough nice things. They really are brilliant. So huge hats off to the designer. Whoever designed these things was an absolute genius. They fit 40k so well. They fit into the Necron army quite well. It's just a win-win-win-win-win. Wins for everybody. Oh yeah, like the Chronomancer, I can't wait to work on him as well. There's so many cool models in this range to work on. Boom. Bam! Looking good. Right. Piece there. Piece here. Making sure I separate out the completed pieces for myself and my own sanity, really. Let that one cool a little too much. Let's find the dry brushing. Fix that. Only one more set of lights to do for the reanimators, and they will be done. I'm lucky enough to have a few old metal Cryptek. Oh, very cool. Almost all the Necron sculpts are bangers. Yeah, they did a really good job with Necrons in 8th edition. I'm sorry, 8th and 9th edition. I don't like the 5th edition ones as much, though I do think Immortals are pretty okay. I think in 5th edition they went hard in the wrong direction. I really do appreciate that they returned more to the horror elements of the Necrons than doing goofy Space Egypt bullshit, which I did not find to be that interesting, to be totally frank. I like my space horror and grimdark future to actually have horror in it. I know, right? Sort of like I don't like the goofy Chaos Space Marine stuff either, like the giggling nurglings and stuff. No, man, I want them to be horrifying looking. I want them to be monsters. That's why the Lord of Change is still my favorite Greater Demon model. It's more Eldritch Abomination monster than it is goofy bullshit, right? Just as a reminder, you guys have been at this for almost an hour. I hate asking, but if you're enjoying your time here, please consider liking the stream. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I try not to mention it as much. We try to mention it only once an hour. So if you guys are enjoying your time here, please consider doing those things. It really does genuinely help the channel out a whole bunch, guys. When Chronomancer charges to steer battle, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Oh, Ira. Oh, Ira. Ira's mind goes to the darker places immediately. Bam. Bam. Almost done. Very exciting. So, I know as weird as this sounds, I actually, in a lot of ways, I think that a lot more white armies are possible now. If you guys have ever been intimidated or scared at the concept of doing a white-colored armor scheme for an army, genuinely, I would tell you not to be if you go for the contrast route. You do have to get it with the mixing medium. I know, it sucks. But if you were ever inspired to paint something like that, you can see what I'm doing here. It's not that challenging. Now, I did have to airbrush this with white after I primed it white. I need to make that perfectly clear. Just white primer will not yield these results. You will have substandard results if it's just white primer. If you're not painting it white over top of the primer, you will have a problem. Because the white, if you take a look here, I don't know if the camera will show the difference. It might, though. So just give me a second here, guys. Just give me a second. So I want to show something important. Because it is important. Because there is one part of this I still have to airbrush. This here, and this here. This is the white primer. This is the white paint. Now, I did prime this. They're both primed white. However, it's not about it clinging to the primer memo. It's the color, because it's partially transparent. I don't know if this is showing this or not, but this primer color is not as strong as the pure white paint is. You can actually see a little bit of it on there. This is duller. This is brighter. You want that brighter effect. Bear shilling for big airbrush. You know I am, J-Train. They give me that secret money. That secret airbrush money. It's all my money now. So that's an important note. It's not as important in other circumstances. However, when it comes to painting these whites, particularly, I really have to stress this. Please paint over the airbrushed color with the proper paint, using an airbrush if you have one. If not, dry brush it over. It doesn't matter. You've got to solidify that white color so that it actually shows up more starkly with the contrast paint. It's a real thing. It's not bullshit. It is a sincere and real thing. If you want to improve your hobby, that would be a huge component towards doing that. I really mean it. Sorry guys, just shaking up the paint again before we get back into it. Next, what am I doing? Doing this. Funnily enough, painting these big plates on the upper side of the hull is actually the hardest part to contrast on this, as you can probably actually imagine, because it does get patchy. You know, we are going to have to do a very heavy dry brush over top of the white up top, but it is something that I had to do before, and I will do it again. I'll do it again. I'll do it again, I tell yous. Painting metallic silver white sucks. Yes, it does, Memo. Yes, it does. The best part of painting Nurglings in the lore as Death Guard Marines refer to them as Little Lords. Yeah, well, I know. It's pretty awesome. There we go, boys. There we go. We're making this happen. We're going through. We're painting it up. Piece by piece, we'll get her done. I'm trying to get everything outside of the last set of daddy long legs done for these guys. Before... sure I emphasize the writing plates on these, because I want those to be extra shaded, because that's where you get the writing on these guys. Alright. Greetings and salutations, Zero's Hobbies. We are working on 4 Necron walkers. I will show you what the end result looks like, of course, and I will show you what we're currently working on. We are using a thinned down Apothecary White to paint this part in for the overtop of the pictures here. My dogs are barking to try to disrupt the stream. It's very cool of them. I'm very happy that they're doing that. I love my dogs very much. So, this is what the end result of the white and black and red color scheme these units are going to be. As you can see here, this is the color scheme we've opted to go for my Necrons. I haven't decided on the base yet. I think it's either going to be Dead World or it's going to be Arctic. I haven't decided. But that is what we've got going on for that. And right now I'm just going through and I'm painting up the armor plates and we're painting up all of the white portions of the models because that's the part you actually have to get done first when you do this type of paint scheme. Is you actually need to avoid painting certain colors in certain places, and you need to really go through and make sure that we get the right coverage on this. Now, we are going to have to dry brush this after the fact, so I'm going to leave the contrast to dry for over an hour. So I don't know if we're going to be able to do a whole bunch more hobbying after the white is down, because I do like to give it a long time to set. I don't really want to go through after the fact, and I'm going to have to do other components undersides too once they dry as well, just because obviously they have other sides to them. So that is what we're working on. I think black dark gray base would be nice with them in contrast with the white. I agree, but we'll see. We will see. Where we are going. Let's just see. Bam. Just make sure we get all that contrast in there. Nice shading effect around the lens. Right. Some of the excess, of course. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm going to be doing the same, of course, color scheme for the whole Necron army as well. Coverage everywhere we can. Get in there and we paint up the bottom portion here. Bam. Just like that. These ones are all done then. This needs a bit more shading in here. There we go. Oh, not many components left to do, boys. Not many components left to do. I love the BattleTech music because it's beautiful and sad. It's designed in a way to basically show off. Unironically, people don't realize this. BattleTech is also, in its own respect, rather grim dark. It's just not grim dark in the way 40k is. You know, it's a lot like it's about times lost and about humanity really never achieving its potential because of its own infighting, and it's very sad. I love me some BattleTech. Bam. Bam. Go in and make sure the shading gets where I want it to be. Oh, that's a big old pile of that. It's fine. Oh, we'll use it over here. Waste not, what not. Bam! There we go, guys. There we go. We're doing it. Very simple technique, but in a lot of cases, simple techniques yield very good results. So just because something's not requiring the greatest amount of immediate skill does not mean it can't look good. Like, you know, like at the end of the day, it looks good or it doesn't look good, right? Like, it doesn't really matter how you get there. Some people may argue to the contrary. Well, some people would be wrong. Results are what matter. Hey, Red, just wanted to come in and say hi and leave for a while. I'm at it. Hope you're still streaming when I get back. I hope I'm still streaming when you get back as well, Stormlord Rising. Deathworld would be better than Arctic, in my opinion. I really don't want to do... Oh, Deadworld. Okay, I thought you said Deathworld. I'm like, man, I really don't want to do these jungles for these bases, man. I don't know if it matches. I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah, Deadworld is definitely one I am considering. So that is definitely up there. Bam. Alright. All the outer points are done there, then we just have to do one last set of legs, boys. The big set of legs. These models go together so easy and they look so beautiful. I really mean that. Like, I really do mean that. I really have to stress with you guys. The Necron range is incredibly beautiful, and the Canopec Stalkers and the Reanimators are some of my favorite models the company makes. They're just beautiful. I actually wouldn't mind it if they made another one of these, but even bigger. I'd be in it to win it, guys. I really would. One of these, but just bigger, would be amazing. Mighty Muppet, crazy idea, Mars or something like red like that with the red. I don't think Martian soil would look great for the Necrons, to be honest. I've seen some people do it. I've never really been all that happy with the outcome of it. The only Necron models that are paying to build are your favorite Scorpec destroyers. Ugh. I like the Dead World as well, purged away of the imperative life, nice and dry, desolate, cracked surface. Yeah, it could be really cool. I'm gonna go for like the gray, just annihilated planet. I think is gonna be the base we're gonna go with. Now, I'm also going to show you guys a trick as to why I use green stuff on all my bases as well. I think a red and white base would be really uncool, Kage Templar. I'm sorry. You're wrong. If you're gonna do it, it's usually. So here's the thing. I will show you guys why I do what I do with my bases in a little bit here. Once I finish up this this portion, because I have textured the entirety of my base before I add any turf to it, and that actually gives you a lot of options when it comes to how to paint them. So, for instance, maybe we should... a Death World base doesn't have to be jungle like Katachan. It could be a nuclear hell zone, for example. It could. But, I mean, that's a dead world anyway at that point. That's just basically covering the dead world that we're already going to be putting them on, it would seem. But, what do you guys think of the base being black, but with gray AstroTurf over top of it? Now you might go, well, how would that work? Well, we can find out together, can't we? Because what I can do, because I texture all of my bases, is I can actually apply washes to the white that is the base. And that actually pools all of that color where I want it to be. Much like what I'm doing right now with this white over top of the Canopec construct, that same painting principle applies to the base. We're not doing a jungle base, mate. I decided against a forest or jungle base. I just don't think... I think it contrasts in the wrong ways. I really do. Ever steady progress, steady of the orbs, steady of the orbs. Oh yeah, that could be, but I'll show you guys what I mean in a little bit here. Hold on. I don't know, J-Train. I don't know. I think that the way I'm painting these guys with the high white-black contrast, I just don't know how that will look. On that side, on this side. Yeah. Too much pooling in some areas. Oh. Oh. Nice. Have a good one, Argo. We'll catch you next time. One last piece to do, and then the white is done across this miniature. There'll be no more white left to do on here. It will be done. Turn the lines on the back of these things a little bit. Paint. All right. Yeah, well, that looked awful, Rudy. I don't like that look. I think Star Wars sucks. So, you'll notice that these bases are textured. These are the bases for my reanimators. Well, which color should we pick? What do you guys think? Should we go for... If it's a desolate world, I don't want it to be a desert. That doesn't do much for me. And here's the nice part, because the paint is so thin, I can actually go back and just redo it if I don't like the result. It's very cool. It's a brown, 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 yellow, green, brown. Leave this. It's another one of my mixed paint. Black. Nah, I don't really think volcanism looks very good with the white armor, to be honest. I kind of wonder. So, again, we can just go over this with white airbrush paint again anyway. I just want to use this as an example to you guys. So this is Black Templars. This is the base I've already prepared. And I'm using this as an example of how these paints work and why texturing them the way I do. Some people have asked me why I texture them. There's a lot of reasons why I texture them. Now, the whole thing wouldn't be black by the end of it. So if we do decide to go with the black base, it will be very much different than this, because we're also going to make sure we move a lot of this around. We're just trying to get that texture to show through. We would be painting over top of this again anyway. But this, when we do it, goes through this very heavy shade and adds the right tone you might be looking for to the base. You notice it's becoming like a grayish, grimy blip. That's perfect. That's what we want. We want it to be like that. We don't want to thin it, but we want to spread the paint appropriately and let it take up all the texture positions that we want it to be in. So this would end up being dry brushed quite heavily with a gray. And then we'd be adding an additional level of texture by adding on AstroTurf. And then, once that's done, we would be hitting it with a wash and then dry brushing over top of that again. So there's actually quite a lot of levels to make a base like this work. But, let's done this experimental one here. We're almost done doing the color on it. Make sure we get in around all these edges. Leave nothing unpainted. And let's paint up the skull too. So, there we go. So if you're wondering, why do I texture the base? Because you can see where it settles, and you can see how it brings out all that texture. Yep. But you always have to go through and have the undercolor done as well, because I don't want to cover the whole thing in the Astrogranite. Now we're going to let this base dry, and then I'm going to come back and dry brush this. So just letting you guys know that it's not quite over yet. Alright. Alright. Let's head over and check my DMs. I don't, like, the problem is, Dalus, I've done that type of base for so many armies at this point that I'm trying to do something new. That's what, like, I generally, hey, it's Le Bignon! Welcome, Le Bignon! It's good to see you. But, I'm trying to avoid doing the same thing over and over again. So, you know, that's what I'm aiming to do. Now, that base we're working on right there, that is going to be an experiment. So, that is what that is. So, we got to wait for things to dry, which is what we're going to do. So, I'm going to leave that there for a little bit just to cool off, just to dry off. One second here. Other people sending me messages. Alright. Alright. How's everybody doing? I think we're doing alright today, don't you guys? I think today's going well. I think that we're doing good. I think the good things are happening. There's good things and good stuff going on. Clear resin ice bases. Oh my god, that would be a lot of work. Yeah, I really don't want to do a lava base either, to be honest. So I'll show you guys what I'm going to do with this once that dries, what my plan is. And if it doesn't work, again, I can just pick up an airbrush. It's very thin. Just hit it with white again. I've got to airbrush white one more time anyway. So it's all part of the genius, bear in mind. But how are you guys doing? We're back on Facecam. Because everything has to dry. We're back on the camera that has my face. Well, all things could always be worse. Well, thank you, Marcus, I guess. Thanks, maybe. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. The cracked part would have to be coming after the fact. I'm not... Yeah, it's literally watching paint dry. That's why we're back over to this portion. Because normally I would just keep on going, but I've got to wait for a bunch of stuff to dry. It'll probably be longer than I want to stream today for it to dry. And then, yeah. But we will be streaming again later. I do intend on streaming again this morning, or this coming morning. And then we'll be streaming again tomorrow for Friday. Friday's going to be a fun stream. And we've got Aries here. It's been a while since Aries has been on camera. Hasn't it, Aries? Oh, Mr. Lickerface. You're a good boy. Who's your good boy, Mr. Snuggles? You're just so cute, aren't you, buddy? I'm about to log off from work so I can participate more. Oh, what are you doing there, Aries? What's your brain doing? Your big brain. You looking at my stuff wondering what you're gonna eat? Is that what's going on, buddy? What is it? Oh, yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're such a good boy, aren't you, huh? Boop. Boop. You love your getting your big nose booped, huh? Boop, boop, boop. He's killed some Warhammer miniatures, man. Make no mistake. He might look friendly on the outside, but he's a horrifying monster on the inside. He will consume all the miniatures if you give him the opportunity to do so. But yeah, no, it's in a Kaloo-Kalay. What an exciting day. I've had a good day. I really enjoyed the morning stream today, where we basically ran from like 12:30 at night to 4:30 in the morning. That was a lot of fun. The beast inside. So I had a good run on that this morning, and today, we started late. I ideally actually wanted to start around 12:30 or 1 today, but we started at like 2. I was like, uh-oh. So, a living duffel bag of destruction. Oh, if only he was as durable as a duffel bag. Dogs can get themselves in trouble when they eat the wrong stuff too often. They can get the wrong advices. So, I don't know if we have much to talk about, though. I enjoyed the morning stream, but it started at 3 a.m. for me. I could not be there. I know, Night's Oath. It was such a great stream, too. This morning was a really great stream. This is basically the post-stream, where we're just like, you guys remember the good old days of the previous stream? Wasn't the previous stream great, you guys? So much better than current stream. Current stream is mediocre stream. It's like the recap of the first stream. Does that mean tomorrow's just going to be a recap of this morning's streams too? Who knows? Look, you guys remember? Remember how much better the first stream was, you guys? Oh boy. Everything seems like a great idea at 3 a.m. That's right. It's like, hey, you guys, what an amazing idea for us to do today. So you're like hallucinating on stream. We're gonna make the streams great again, fellas. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make the streams great again. It's gonna be amazing. The best stream, the most amazing stream. Oh, I remember. Yeah, Mighty Muffin knows the reference. Remember earlier stream? Oh, I remember. There's something wrong with the with this member berry. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to read something there. But yeah, no, it's been an interesting day, I will tell you that. I'm just trying to think if we have much else to talk about. There's not really a lot of Warhammer news going on. I mean, today, Games Workshop, of course, revealed the Malceptor and the Carnifex's rules, which is like, don't worry, GW, we've already seen them. We've already seen the rules, my dude. We even know the points cost. Why, thank you. Oh my god. I can't believe that the whole book leaked. I can't believe it. I really can't. Like, the video I put out for it was very popular. It was only a minute long, and it was incredibly popular. They make things seem better. I miss being in the Marines until I think about sleeping in the muddy hole in the ground. Oh, remember how great this was? It's like, oh, the mud in the hole. So, no, it's like, hey guys, check out this new stat line. It's like, yeah, I know. You've already shown us, GW. Ridiculous. I gotta figure out what we're gonna be doing for our next video, though, because it's kind of been a slow week, and I want to make sure I talk about something relevant. That's always, in terms of videos, that's actually always the biggest problem, is figuring out what is a relevant thing to talk about in the video. Not just, you know, turning on a camera and being like, hey guys, rant. It's like, no, dude, we gotta talk about something that matters. It does not bode well for the future of community relations. You don't say. Games Workshop might as well rename itself the Leak Machine. Oh boy. The NIDS release was the hobby version of revenge porn. Oh man, like J-Train, if the rumors are the same, like I'm not gonna lie, man, if the rumors we're seeing from Bolter and Chainsword are true, I personally would not be that hyped for it. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think the rumors we're seeing are true, to be honest with you. So I don't think that they're gonna measure up well, personally. I think they'll certainly be much worse than Tyranids, Tau, and Eldar by miles. I think that based on what we've seen from their codex, I think they will struggle to be as relevant as Space Marines. Personally, that's just my opinion on the matter. Yeah, like, we can go over them if you guys want, but it definitely feels... It feels like they are giving Chaos Space Marines second-range Space Marine-like things just before Space Marines get another unneeded boost. Yeah, I agree. Not even Flex Tape is gonna fix GW's leaks? Oh boy. Oh boy. So... I'm going to try to do my best here. I'm going to try to do my best here to show you guys what I know, have a pretty good idea of what's coming. So just one sec, guys. What was that? Black Legion for the win? Oh my god. Oh dear god, no. Black Legion wins like... They're winning, alright. Are you winning, son? Ha! Yeah, Dad! I'm amazing! This garbage. So... I'll pop this up on stream, I don't mind. So I will go over why I think that this stuff is not necessarily the best. Like, enhance size. Blah! No. Okay, we're going back to a reasonable... I feel like it's like, enhance more, get me to the pixels, drive me closer so that my sword can hit these pixels. GW has a bigger leak problem than Joe Biden's. Oh boy. Yeah, sorry dude. Knight's Oath. I can't, man. Like, just please, don't put me in that position. I don't want to be in that position, man. I appreciate it. Please, please. I know you knew you were getting the 300 seconds, but please don't. I'm winning bigly. Oh, shit. So, similar Space Marine doctrines, except exploding hits instead of +1 AP. I would have wanted the AP. Still has 3 levels of different weapons. Weapons listed below, blah, blah, blah. So, first doctrine, Destruction, Massacre, and Slaughter. People have largely seen them. Do you have any hopes/wishes for Adepticon, Bear? Yeah, I want to see the new Chaos Knight. I want to see the new Chaos Knight. That's what I want to see. I want to see what they've got going on for Chaos Knights, personally. That's what I want to see. Sorry, just give me a second here, guys. Marks can only be applied to core and characters. Cost points. Marks provide a keyword and a demonic gift. Demonic gift, Corn, +1 strength. Nurgle, -1 wound. Tzeentch, ignore all damage on first miss save. This is per unit, per volley. Slanesh, first fight in the phase. Oh, sorry, first to fight in the phase. So those are the marks of the demonic gifts. Those are not terrible. Then we've got icons. +1 to combat attrition, +1 AP, +1 AP, +1 melee to hit. Despair. Despair 6s to hit equal auto wounds. Again, these are mostly fine. Hereticus Discipline, so 4++ for Tzeentch, 5++ for Slanesh, -1 to hit. Warp time unit effects can be... unit affected by warp time cannot charge afterwards. So warp time is meant for people who are already in combat. I don't really know how good that is. Demonkin unit, blah blah blah. 4+ invulnerable save on Demonkin units. An enemy takes mortals if they charge. I wonder if things are going in GW after that leak, post new Tyranid rules, like nothing happened. Oh, I know, it's ridiculous. Hey, you guys, check us out. We're nothing. What's up, guys? It was something weird happening, you say? You guys, do you think something weird may have happened the other day? Anybody, do you guys think that anything noteworthy has taken place over the last short amount of time, my friends? Do you think that that's the case? Do you guys think that that's the case, you guys? What do you guys think could possibly have happened here, my friends? So, Night Lords basically add combat attrition, reduce leadership. It doesn't work on Astartes, they've done the math. So their ability would basically be good against things like Guard or low-quality troops. Cool. Then we've got WLT. Who the hell is WLT? Hey, Hugh, how's it going? Relics fly, Demon Prince only, moves over charge units, blah blah blah. Iron fly relic, Demon Prince only, it seems, move over or charge units and cause D3 mortal wounds, whatever. I would not get my hopes up, J-Train. I really wouldn't, man. Especially comparing these to what we saw the Eldar get in their rumors, and what we saw and what we've seen Tau get, and what we've seen Custodes get, and whatnot. I genuinely don't think that these guys are gonna hold up too well. They don't have the weapons for it, to be honest with you. It's not just the issue of the general rules. Their weapons suck. Bum bum dee dum bum bum dee dum bum. Word bearers, yeah, we've got the charge rerolls, 5+++ mortal wounds, wand and slaughter. Yeah. In general, I'm not all that impressed with their army-wide special rules. I do think the word bearers got a good one. I think that they've got some weird stuff there, but the real issue becomes... Let's see here. Where am I looking? Dank Apostle, that's hilarious. The real issue for the army comes in with this. This is the real issue with the army. One special weapon, one heavy weapon. And it's going to be limited to what they put in the boxes. Before, you could double up on special weapons or double up on heavy weapons, so you could specialize the squad. Effectively now, Chaos Space Marines are no longer a gunline unit. If you've ever built them for a gunline unit, I feel bad for you. They do not put out enough firepower, so you might as well make them all melee. And all melee runs big risks, especially if you have to end up exposing yourself. I don't know if they're going to be worth their points. I'm very skeptical. I'm very skeptical of this unit. And the unit's kind of the core of the army. So, not really all that cool, in my opinion. A squad made up of a mix of big mutants and small mutants called the Accursed Cultists. Strength 5, Toughness 4, AP 2 in melee. Yeah, whatever. You know, pretty standard stuff. They'll get blown away. So losing, they're basically going to have all their cult units end up being like, all their cult units are going to end up being like Harlequins, where you can include them in the army as elites, but they won't benefit from your army-wide traits, but they won't remove your army-wide traits. Exalted Champion, same loadout as the model Power Axe Melted Pistol, is elite, is now lieutenant. Cannot change loadout. Hits better, more wounds, more attacks. Sure. Chosen 3 wounds. I don't think the 3rd wound matters. The issue is never the wounds. The issue is what they can do. Have a good one, Hugh. You have a good night. The issue is not the wounds. The issue is what they can do. So, full disclosure, plasma pistols and plasma guns, probably not that impressive considering that the Chaos Space Marine, the regular Space Marines get a unit called Hellblasters. So if you're looking for a damage output unit with plasma, these guys are nothing. 2 can have their combi weapons. Great, I guess. 1 can have their bolter in addition to a cursed weapon. Cursed weapons, people seem to be really excited about, except for the damage 1, not damage 2. Damage 1. So if you're like, look at this cool-looking power sword, blah, 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 it doesn't do anything. It's a damage 1 weapon. Don't worry, it'll lower their AP. It's just swinging his sword impotently. Ah! It's just like, not that impressed. Really not. Terminators, again, they have accursed weapons. Great, good for them. Look at that damage 1. Look at that damage 1. Regular power sword is damage 2. Chaos Space Marines are getting damage 1. Yes, Terminators are limited to what is exactly in the box. How many people built Terminator units with different loadouts? Did you build them with more than 1 set of lightning claws? You fool. Yeah, Rudy, I don't think it's coming. So no, like, the rules seem fine. The units are what's terrible. The actual units suck. Their weapons suck. Their rules suck. Their loadouts suck. That's the problem. Yeah, they need Primaris Chaos Space Marines. I've said it for years now, but, you know, a lot of people get mad when you say it. Well, they need Primaris Chaos Space Marines. Guys, do you think we could get to 20 likes? We're at 17 likes right now. Can we reach up? Can we grab that 20? Can we get there? I don't know if we can, but we should try. Thank you. Remember when Terminators used to be scary? I remember. Remember when Terminators were scary? You remember? They're like the Dyson Hoover trifecta of sucking. Oh. Oh my goodness. Hamish, that's ruthless. Remember, you remember. So, I remember. So, you know, Greater Possessed on the Codex, but it's because they're going to be regular Possessed. Strength 5, this basically matches their profile. Strength 5, Toughness 5, Wound 3, 5 attacks. So, Possessed and Greater Possessed are going to become one and the same thing. Unit of 10, either they are a Greater Possessed model, or will be a new stand-in Possessed model, or will be an upgraded for a standard unit. Yeah, whatever. It's a strong unit. That's a strong unit. It's all melee, though. So, I don't necessarily get excited for armies that are forced into one path. These guys have no ability to shoot. They're all about melee. People claim 9th edition is the melee edition. I think it's a much more mixed bag than that. I think 9th is very much a shooting edition as much as it is a melee edition. And these guys really have got no game when it comes to their ability to export firepower through shooting. And if that's the case, you're going to eat heavy losses on the way in, and if you're up against certain armies, They're just going to eat these guys alive. I think Tyranids will crush Chaos Space Marines, for instance, because they're going to be the ones who get in combat first. They're going to get in. They're going to prevent you getting any defensive fire. They're just going to run in and just attack. It's going to be very bad. It's going to be bad. I do not think that this book will hold up, and I certainly don't think it holds up compared to the other codexes that have come out. Chaos Space Marines are not a dedicated melee army. That is stupid. Well, I mean, that's what they're... Look at these rules. That's what they're doing. We're just talking about new stuff that's coming out. So I will... I'll post this here. You know, so, like, again, I'm not trying to be a downer, but I do think that this book is going to be very whelming. A lot of it seems to be built on trying to reduce people's leadership to force them into bad leadership results. It's a bad mechanic. I don't think it's going to yield great results. Agrax is right on the money. You're right on the money, Agrax. Also, rigid loadouts is doubly stupid. They should be elite veterans that you equip whatever you want. I completely agree. Oh, Jedi! Welcome aboard, Liam's Guinness Gang. Liam, is he here right now? How you doing, Liam? How you doing? Hello, everyone. It appears that we are being raided at the moment. Welcome back, everyone. I know some of you guys have been here before. Welcome aboard. How are you all doing? Are you all doing well? That's good to hear. Liam, how are you? Are you here, Liam? Can you hear me? I don't know if he can, but if he is here, I hope you're doing well, Liam. You're an absolute class act, my friend. Oh, hey, there he is. There he is. He's posting. He's posting. He's doing the most. We're talking about the rumors of the Chaos Space Marines and what they're getting, and how they're kind of being railroaded, in my opinion, into a melee army, which is going to be a mixed bag. It will be an improvement over what they have right now, but I'm definitely skeptical. Hey, Dave, how you been? Tropic Recon for the Temper. So, Iron Legend, Liam's Guinness Gang. Castellan, how you going, Castellan? You having a good time? Melee is for kings? Well, it can be, but there's some results that might vary on that. Thank you very much, Omnio Jacko.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
And look, I'm even wearing green. Green is best. Beard Bomb, Liam's Guinness Gang. Thank you very much for dropping by, guys. That's awesome. Stay a while and listen if you'd like. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting stream. I will tell you that. I'm all for another kiss right now. Beard Bomb. I'm growing the beard back out. I had the beard actually very substantial for a little while. Thank you very much for subscribing. I genuinely appreciate it. But I shaved it down. And I kept the mustache. You guys actually had the opportunity. You've missed it, where I had the pure mustache. We ran pure mustache on the channel for 10 days. All because I lost a stupid bet, and I ended up having to wear a mustache. I've never looked like such a jackass. They also forced me to wear these. Thank you very much, everyone. Marcus Gage, thank you very much. Dave B, welcome back, and thank you very much. They forced me to wear these. I did have a very substantial beard for a while, Umbra. I really did. It was an amazing beard. It was the best beard. The greatest beard. Well, it's the best beard I've ever grown out, but I just got to the point where, like, it's got to go. So, like, I had it, I had a very, very substantial beard, and I was just like, it's got to go, and then I ended up, discount Dr. Disrespect. Oh, boy. We're getting those discounts. Discounts one, discount all. Beer Bomb, how about... Hey, Overboard, welcome aboard. All ironic how I say that. Liam's Guinness Gang Skull. Highway to the Danger Zone. I went to the Danger Zone. Oh, man. We're going back to the 80s, boys. You totally did force me, you bastards.
Lehman Russ melee variants.
Oh. Why do we need Lehman Russes at all, Dave? Why would we need those at all? Could we have something better? More beard fund?
For the Demperer.
Thank you very much, everyone. I really sincerely appreciate you guys dropping by. Stay a while and listen, as I said. We're going to be going over a bunch of stuff here this afternoon. And again, thank you so much for dropping in, Liam. I really appreciate it. That's Cop Bear. This is Cop Bear. Going out doing cop guy stuff. Burroughs also promised to make a Minotaur character mustache. No, I haven't. Hey, that's my line discount, Dr. Disrespect. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to grow the beard out again, I think, boys. Why wouldn't you want a Lehman Russ? Dave, you know why. You know what? You've been here before, Dave. Dave, don't you do this. Don't you get me started. I lose members and I lose subscribers every time I get into it. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my head down. Also, oh wow, it was Umbra's idea. Thank you very much, Umbra. Sincerely, I appreciate that. Did you get the address sorted out, Umbra? I forget where it is in your settings, but I would recommend that on your settings, mate. Because it's just easier, because instead of posting like the garbled link, it'll clearly have your channel there so people will know what they're getting. The bear needs all... Oh man, I've got hair here, but it's going away up here. It's perfect. Losing the hairline is my favorite thing in the world. A Minotaur with a stash. Oh yeah, it's just like any good cop, man. You gotta keep that mustache going. Look at that. Damn you, YouTube unsubbed me. Fixed. Yeah, I love YouTube. YouTube is your friend. YouTube is just looking out for you. If they've unsubbed you from someone. No, I haven't got 100 subs yet. As soon as I can. You guys, there is a channel out there for those of you who are on my channel. Umbra does Space Marine content. So that is what he does for the most part here. So what I'm going to do is... I don't have the fancy link to his channel, but I do have the link to his page. Anyone here right now, if you guys want to see stuff for Space Marine, jump over there and subscribe to Umbra's channel. Umbra does Space Marine diligently. I believe he uploads at least once every couple days. If you want to see what he does, he plays with the clan. He plays at a high level. That would be what I'd recommend. He does do it fairly often, so I would recommend taking a look at Umbra's page if you want that content. He plays Night Lords, so he is a man of taste like myself, with his love for Night Lords, and I would definitely recommend taking a look at it. At the very least, give it a once over. I also just hit the subscribe button myself, so I will be given notifications when he does stuff. I haven't had much time lately to do much of anything other than streaming or really painting models and doing other things. So my YouTube watching has dropped precipitously, but I will do my best to try to jump in on streams from time to time. Already done? Yeah, there we go, Keith Moore. EU Night Lords. Hamish, how dare you? This is what happens when you can't trust people sometimes. Here I am trying to promote the good things and doing the good guy things, and then Hamish has to come in and just say, EU Night Lords. Have you considered that Night Lords are, in fact, the nicest Space Marines in Warhammer 40,000? I'm just going to throw it out there to you guys. Night Lords are the nicest Space Marines in Warhammer 40,000. They are looking out for your best interests. They don't harm people. They are actually humanitarian in their approach. They do have some weird quirks. For instance, the brutal slaughtering of anyone who gets in their way, but it's not the same. It's not really harming people. It's expressing themselves artistically. They express themselves in ways that you really would otherwise not. But you know what? It's just the small price to pay. I can simp for Umbra as well. What a time to be alive. Night Lords have Night Lords pale in significance next to the awesome might of the Black Legion. Oh, Dave's trying to get me going. You can see it here. Dave's just like, Black Legion's the best, and the Lehman Russ battle tank is also the best. Why do you do this to me? Dave, we're friends. We're friends, Dave. I thought we were friends. You've been in stream. We've talked. We've had good interactions. And he's just trying to get me into a fight. It's basically like getting your friend into the bar and being like, hey, man, you want to have a go at this guy? Because you know what? Everyone who's a Black Legion player, please cover your ears. I'm giving you got 5 seconds to do it. I don't know if anybody told you this, but the Black Legion sucks. I don't know if anybody told you that. Literally any force of chaos outside of the Black Legion is better than the Black Legion. If you want to play Word Bearers, Night Lords, Alpha Legion, Iron Warriors, all are immediately by default better. The Red Corsairs are better. World Eaters, Emperor's Children, Thousand Suns, play Death Guard. They're all better. They're all better. There's no question about this. Do not deceive yourselves, my friends. The Black Legion are effectively what it looks like when an army of failures coalesce into one whole. It's the reason why when people see the Black Legion landing on their planet, they laugh. Because they know they're going to win. Not the Black Legion, they know the defenders are going to win. You don't even need the PDF. The women and the children are sufficient to overwhelm the Black Legion. Just let them come in. They'll rough around a little bit. They might kill a couple people, but they'll find a way to kill themselves. the Black Legion, after all. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh. You're just trying to get on stream today, aren't you? You keep on coming over wanting the cuddles? Oh, hello, Uppy. The dogs have been routinely trying to interrupt this stream today. Come on. There you go. Way to go. Squat Black Legion Lehman Russ battle tanks. Hamish, you're right. I don't think anyone had thought of that before. Crimson Slaughter for 6th and 7th were a complete menace. Oh, yeah. The Crimson Slaughter guys. Nobody even remembers the Crimson Slaughter.
Wait, I got it. Squat Black Legion Lehman Russ battle tank.
My god, he's right. Even Tau can beat them in melee. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. I'm here for the chaos infighting. That's right. Well, it's not really infighting. It's everyone who's not Black Legion versus Black Legion, because Black Legion is not great. I'm sorry, but it had to be said. We cracked the code. If you guys want to figure out what the greatest army ever made would be, if we just took Black Legion... To be fair, I'm actually going to say something controversial. I think that if Squats were a Chaos army, it wouldn't be that bad. It would be at least interesting. But I think that would kind of fill the role of the Dark Mechanicum. So Squat Black Legion Lehman Russ battle tanks would be perfectly acceptable to me. I think that would be a great move forward for the army. I think that would be a great release for Games Workshop. I think that there would be a celebratory session of drinking antifreeze and bleach for how well that army would do upon release. Top-notch supremacy. Oh, John Baptist, why? Why? Everyone versus the Black Legion was even the plot of the Black Legion novel. Yeah, I personally don't get why sometimes Games Workshop has to flog a dead horse. We're like, everybody better love the Black Legion. Man, more people love the Ultramarines than the Black Legion, and that's saying something. I love the Ultramarines, by the way, so that's not me throwing shade, but there's a lot of hate out there for the boys in blue. Let's get rid of AdMech and make them Dark Mechanicus. Oh, Night's Oath, but there's already so many models they've released, they can't. They can't, they won't, and they shouldn't. The Mechanicus are the right thing to do. Oh, Leston Jones. That's an amazing one. I'm going to let the bot read that one out. Oh my god, Leston Jones. Oh my god. That's ruthless. I know sarcasm when I read it. I'm a Canadian.
Silence. Black Legion have Harken World Claimer, the greatest hero of the 41st Hem.
Oh! I don't know if you know this about Harken World Claimer. They gave him no build-up. They just dropped the model and they dropped him in the book like, he's a badass! And then he proceeded to lose right away. They're like, yeah, he's amazing. He does all this cool stuff all the time. You're like, oh wow, so you're gonna have him win? No, he's gonna get his shit punched. What is this? It's like, it's the most bizarre story. Yeah, aren't you guys impressed with the new threat? Oh, he lost. And, badly. Wow. Isn't he amazing, you guys? Welcome aboard. No one will understand. No one's gonna understand how awesome the Black Legion is now when they lose again. The hate for my boys in blues fuels me. The only reason for the hate is the Ultra Smurf is because they're over advertised. I agree. I actually like the Ultramarines. I think they're cool. I read their books. I like Rabude Gulliman. I don't have a big problem. I wouldn't paint and collect Smurfs, but I like them. I really do. And I think it's okay that they're the poster boy. I just think they need to bring the exposure down. Just like to say, Red, your idea to kill Abby and make Chaos divided so Warlords can fighting it off the next Archaon is a cool idea. Yeah, because it's a way better thing than having some guy, basically run around and be whatever they need him to be this weekend. It's a terrible way of writing him. He's schizophrenically written. His motivations don't make sense. It's also insulting. If you play Chaos, don't you want the leader of your faction to actually believe in your faction? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be awesome if the forces of Chaos actually believed in Chaos? I know, whoa! That's, we're getting controversial there. I mean, who would want a version of your side that actually fights for your side? Isn't that nuts? It's crazy go nuts. How many worlds have the World Claimer claimed? Oh man, I think that name is ironic. That's all I'm going to say, Hamish. That name might be a little ironic. Huron Blackheart is a better leader than Abaddon. I would argue that the average Black Legionary in the Black Legion is probably a better leader than Abaddon. You could just pick out Bob the Chaos Space Marine, and Bob is going to put in a better job. We can get Bob the Builder, give him Chaos Space Marine armor, and be like, Bob, we need you to build us a Black Crusade. And he's like, oh, get right on it. You could take a block of Legos, not even Lego people. You could just take a block of Legos and start throwing the pieces of Lego into an empty suit of power armor and be like, hey guys, this is the new War Master of the Forces of Chaos. And they're going to do a better job than Abaddon the Despoiler. I promise. I promise. It's for real. Would you believe in Chaos with such a shitty rules models and stats? I sympathize with Abaddon. Apathetic to Chaos. Yeah, but they're supposed to believe in it, man. You're supposed to buy it. You're supposed to buy in. Once you've not bought in, it's a terrible look. Fabius Bile for War Leader? That'd be amazing. He's just ignoring the war effort. He's like, I have experiments to run. Bob the Builder would be an Iron Warrior. Zacco, they did this, Zacco. The people in the chat are responsible for this. It's not my fault. Mighty Muffin, you guys, World Claim Roll needs to claim worlds, not hold them. Don't be so mean. I acclaim this world in the name of the Black Legion. Everyone's like, oh no, is he going to attack? No, I'm leaving now. What? Yeah, now that this world is claimed for the Black Legion. My people need me. Just hops back on the shuttle and leaves. Abby is secretly the loyal Luna Wolf, which is why he constantly sabotages Chaos. It seems like it. Folks got hyped for Angron. Don't get why Abaddon can take him. Everyone can take Angron. Like, Angron is... So, full disclosure, Angron is going to have a beautiful model. He is probably going to have one of the best models that Games Workshop has made in plastic. But Angron has never won a fight in his life. I'm sorry. Angron has never won a fight in his life. If you read anything, they're like, who do we need Angron to lose to this week? It's like, I don't know, guys. Does Angron need to lose again? I think he does. Alright, whatever you say, boss. Karn is a more capable combatant than Angron is. Abaddon's sword is a better War Master than Abaddon. Yeah, Dracnian can put work in. He needs to have a dead Grey Knights on his base. Oh, that could be really cool. That could actually be really cool. Dead Grey Knights on the base of Angron would be amazing. Angron military pressed a Warlord Titan. No, he pressed a Warhound Titan. And he nearly died doing it. Angron would lose to a squad. Maybe. He'd find a way to lose. That's the thing. Angron's looking for a way to lose, man. Like, and I like I have to point out, I'm not saying this to throw shade at World Eaters players or at World Eaters or whatever. It just means they've poorly written Angron, right? Like, there's a lot of the times where it makes sense. Like, when Angron more or less realizes that he can't take Leman Russ, that's a great moment in the books. It's not just because I like Russ more than Angron or whatever. It's that you see the folly of Angron. The problem is Angron is a tortured soul who just lashes out. And that type of blind rage just never leads him anywhere good. It's why he can't stay focused enough to defeat near-peer adversaries. He's just too rage-filled. He's a slaughterer. He'll run in, he'll slaughter tons of people. But if he has to fight another champion of equal measure, he always struggles because he's just too angry. Angron managed to lose a fight with a hole in the ground. The only thing Angron has been able to beat is his own legionaries. Yeah, Angron's great at killing World Eaters. My god. How many World Eaters need to die before Angron is satisfied? Didn't he beat Leman Russ? But ended up surrounded by wolves. Well, what he realized is that he got lured in by Leman Russ, and Leman Russ was playing possum, and they both have this moment where they kind of make eye contact, and Angron realizes that he's been outdone. And at that point, he surrenders. Because even though he thought he was even beating Russ in combat, he realized he'd even overextended and overexposed himself, and that Russ, as well as the other Space Wolves, were going to take him down. And he's just like, he's beaten me. It's actually a moment where he's just like, I've been beaten. Like, to a lot of players on the outside, they're just like, oh yeah, but he had him on the ropes. Angron didn't have him on the ropes. Russ had lured him into where he wanted him to be. And Angron realized it, and he was furious with himself because he'd basically been outdone. And, to the outside observers, like, yeah, he was awesome. It's like, yeah, well, except for the fact that he'd lost. He might have appeared strong at that time, but he was really just walking into a trap. Angron was never meant to be a fighter. He was meant to be the Emperor's Herald. The Butcher's Nails was what made him into a berserker. Yeah, I know. He's actually able to empathize with people. A part of it is in Wolfsbane, and there's another part of it in another book. But basically, Russ talks about his encounter with Angron, I believe, in Wolfsbane. And I forget the other book it's in. But yeah, basically, Angron gets duped. He thinks he's winning, and he's not. The same thing, but here's the thing. The same thing happened when he fought Perturabo. It's not like this is a new thing. He did the same problem. He went at Perturabo full force. Perturabo lured him into where he wanted him, and Perturabo overwhelmed him. And it was even worse because Perturabo was going to wipe out the World Eaters. Like when he's smashing them with the hammer, he's like, "You will die here, brother. Boom! Your legion will die here." As he's just wailing on him, like it's very hard hitting, like for real. Very much a brutal encounter when we see Perturabo fighting against Angron as well. So like it's a repeated series of events. It's not a bad thing. It's not. It's a good thing. But like that's just what it is. I think I've answered a bunch of questions here for people so far today. I feel so accomplished. Bertie wasn't a spoiled brat for once. Oh, I know, and the fact that he overwhelmed and defeated Angron was amazing. That is an amazing fight. Slaves to Darkness. Get Slaves to Darkness. It's got some great moments in it. It's probably one of the best Horus Heresy novels, and it's the last big novel before Love Your Shades. Thank you very much, Eddie. I will, again... The crowd kind of insisted I started wearing them from time to time after I got the mustache. I don't really have just a mustache anymore, but they call me Officer Bear when I put these on, or Discount Dr. Disrespect. Can't wait for Angron to spank Sanguinius. Nobody's going to see that twist coming. I think that if I were a betting man, I think Sanguinius is going to defeat both Angron and Kabanda. I think he's going to defeat both of them at the Gates of Terra. If he just defeats Kabanda, that I don't really know where that goes for the storyline, but I do think he is going to beat both of them. I don't think he's going to just beat one. I don't think it's going to be like, oh man, Angron just didn't have it, or oh, Kabanda defeated again. I think he'll beat both of them. Angron, like, you know, Sanguinius is going to be like a Stone Cold Steve Austin promo in in the late 90s. You come down here, you fight Sanguinius. I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass on all your asses. You know, just like, and that's the bottom line. It's gonna be that. They're gonna have him just run roughshod over everybody. It's gonna be if you want to see some Sanguinius violence, the next book is gonna be Sanguinius violence dialed to 11. I don't know. I don't want to make that type of call, Night Oath. I'm not saying you're not wrong, but I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would characterize it that way personally. Do you think they're going to have him fight Angron? I think that he's going to fight both Angron and Kabanda at the same time. Yeah, I think I do think that. We don't know for sure, but I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, but you know what? Angron can't really have a satisfying closer. I don't really know what they could have Angron accomplish on Terra at this point. And yeah, Aaron does love Angron, but I think that Sanguinius needs to show how powerful he is before he fights Horus, and I think that means he's going to fight Angron and he's going to fight Kabanda. I think he's going to fight both of them. And that's the bottom line! Sanguinius is just like, today is not the day I die. No, it actually is the same day, isn't it? He's like, today is the day I die, but later. Not now. In 5 hours. Too bad for Sanguinius. They're hyping him, and we all know he's going out in the end, drowning as Horus pushes his face against the toilet water as he flushes the toilet. Oh, terrible. Terrible, Ira. Ira's out there just like, I'm a killer man. So, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. So they're just drowning. Just drowning in the toilet water. Just brutal. Brutality. That's a ruthless... You know what, guys? Don't ever get on Ira's bad side. Ira, otherwise known as Magos, is somebody who will drown you in the toilet water. This man is a dangerous man. I myself, I'm afraid of him. I fear what Ira will try to do to me at some points. I think that this man may put my life in danger. I think we're in trouble, boys. Just letting you guys know, we do have a Discord as well. Pretty low-key Discord. Some of you guys, of course, are still new here, which is the Underhive. You will find it in the video description for this video. On top of that, we also do run live streams once to twice a day. So this is the afternoon live stream. If I have time, I often do a middle of the night / early morning live stream as well. We paint models, we talk Warhammer, we talk releases, we talk rumors, we talk lore, we do everything. It slices, it dices. Horus, no, Horus! Ah, repeat Primarch side's toilet flush sound. Ah. They need to show how powerful Horus is by killing Sanguinius with a Stone Cold Stunner, Angron, and Kabanda at once. That's right, it's just like, just goes in there, kick to the stomach, Angron's like, what's happening? Stone Cold Stunner! But will it blend? Oh, I know that reference. They just toss Angron into the blender, lock the top, and he's like, the Dark Gods will... just blend him down. Will it blend? Ruthless. We have some ruthless people in chat here today. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. But you say Ira's response. You say that as if I'm some kind of lowly psychopath. I'll have you know I'm a high functioning psychopath. Oh God, Ira. Ira, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Why are you making life hard? Gotta head off, UK based. Glad Liam sent us here. Subscribed and we'll definitely be back. Great stream. Thank you very much, Marcus Gage. You have yourself a good one, and I look forward to seeing you in the future. For the record, for people on my own stream, I've sent you guys over to see Liam Dempsey streams before. Liam is an amazing guy. I love Liam. We've talked a whole bunch on Discord before, and I've been over on his channel. I'm a member of his channel as well. The main YouTube channels I personally subscribe to. our chapter master Valrak, who you guys all know for the most part, and Liam Dembski. Those are the two 40k channels that mostly consume my attention when I have the time. I am a mod on Valrak's channel as well, which is a full disclosure. But I just got to let you guys know that they're both absolutely class acts. They're the main channels I have personal exposure to, and they've always been great. So I just want to throw that out there. That those two gentlemen are my favorites in the 40k community. Though I also will add a special note: Mini Wargaming is also amazing. Dave is amazing over on Mini Wargaming. I am subscribed to them as well, but I don't have as much time, as a whole. So I tend to focus when I do have time more so on Liam and Valrak. I am a massive member. It's like, what he's trying to say is that you're a dick. I'm like, I am a penis. I'm a penis with a beard on it. Oh, that's a terrible image. And it's what everyone's going to see once the balding is complete. That's what she said. He can fit his whole body in there. Ooh. Love winding. Oh, I love winding up Valrak. So, for the record, I don't mind memes and stuff like that on Valrak or memes on Liam's channel. I try to not have anything like that on this channel itself, because I think it's only fun when those people are around. So, I've had to forewarn people a couple times. If you want to say funny stuff about Liam and Valrak and stuff like that, I'm all for it, but just please do it on their channel. I don't want this channel to ever be a platform where it's where people are getting made fun of who aren't here to participate in it, right? So just as a quick heads up. Met Dave and Matt from Mini Wargaming back in 2011. They were the nicest guys. I live in Canada, but I'm on the opposite side of Canada. I do know a couple of the guys from Play on Tabletop. One is an acquaintance, and one of them is an old friend. I just have not seen them in a while. I live in the same area as where they do Play on Tabletop. Nice guys. All of them. Super nice. Again, I'm not really big into the game right now, though. I'm big into the lore. I'm big into the miniatures. I have huge armies and whatnot. I just don't think 9th is very good. So, I will talk about the rules for 9th. I got no problem doing that. I can do breakdowns for you, but I think the game itself at this time has moved away from what I think would make it a stronger game. Oh, I would assume so. Trajan's got everything in his collection, Vinion. It's allowed. Canada's a big place. They're literally on the opposite side of the country. Those boys are off in Ontario, and I'm here in British Columbia. I could not be further away from Mini Wargaming if I tried in the country. I am geographically the furthest point away from them as a province. It's hilarious. One of my buddy guy, the other guy is my friend pal. Hey, buddy. Don't be like that, buddy. It's awesome. So, just as a whole, I'm a huge fan of Liam and Valrak, and I'm a big fan of Mini Wargaming, and I have a lot of respect for Play on Tabletop. But, in the case of Play on Tabletop, they're incredibly kind people. It's just, I don't play the game right now, so I don't really get exposed enough to their content. Because I'm not playing much right now. One thing I am going to be playing soon, which is going to drive the audience away, is I'm going to be playing BattleTech, actually, probably in the next few weeks. Again, so finally, with restrictions kind of being lifted, it's getting to the point where I'm going to actually be able to get out there and start playing again, which is going to be really exciting for me. I think Kesselreich-themed bolt action would be very cool. You could do that already, man. You just have to paint the models different. Aaron, no! No, don't do it! I can see, Aaron. I see it for what it is. A good time. It's very fun. Very exciting. Just 1 second here. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, no, it's you're giving into the dark side. I know. I've actually, after we finish painting up the Necrons on one of the streams coming up, the next project I'm going to be having is painting up 4 to 12 battle mechs. It's not that hard to do. Don't worry about it, guys. It's a pretty easy job. In 3 sentences, can you sum up why you don't like 9th? It's not allowed to be controversial. I don't like 9th because I feel the game has become too bloated with additional sub-rules, and I also feel that it focuses on the wrong elements of gameplay. I also think stratagems should be removed from the game. So, I don't like Magic the Gathering over top of my Warhammer. I think that the best thing they could do would be to completely redesign the game from the ground up again. I thought 8th was okay. I think the 8th would have been the best version of 40k if it had alternating activations. I think that they need to refocus and readjust on simplifying the game, making the game about tactics instead of weird magical powers interacting with each other, and they should focus the game on alternating activations as well. So, like, even right now, even though I don't like stratagems and whatnot, if the game had alternating activations, it would be acceptable enough for me to play it. It's just not. I don't enjoy it. I played one game in 9th. I was already getting kind of cold feet at the end of 8th. I've played for 28 years, so just full disclosure, I've done this for a very long time. It'll be 28 years this April. Like, coming up in 2 weeks, it'll be 28 years. But Bear, GW is fixing everything by adding new reaction phase to the rules. Oh, God. More bloat. The game just doesn't need bloat. See, 8th edition was great because you could play the game quickly. That's what makes it great. It was a quick game. You show up with your friends, you both got lists, the game's going to be an hour and a half, perfect. They made the table smaller, and they reduced the number of turns in 9th edition. And the game takes longer to play now because of the rules. And it's taking longer to play because the rules are convoluted. There's no universal special rules. It's just a total train wreck. And a lot of people play it and love playing it, and that's great. But I think that the game is not in a good place, personally. Talking of being based in the UK, I'm off for the night. I'm going to wake up and stream stream from Big Red. You might! We might stream again in about 8 or 9 hours. We'll see. We'll see if I'm still awake or if I've just woken up. We will see. Where we are going, we won't need eyes to see. So, yeah, that is what we've got going on, my friends. That's how it's going. That's what we're doing. But I have been streaming myself now for, I think, about 2.5 hours today. Oh, 2 hours and 10 minutes. And I think we're getting to the point where I may need to wind down the stream for the afternoon. I know, right? It'll be perfect, Keithmore. Squirtle Noob Season. I wasn't expecting the Event Horizon quote. No one expects the Event Horizon quote. Like, for the record, I love the Cosmic Horror stuff. Cosmic Horror is just fantastic. So, I'm a huge fan of it. And even though Event Horizon's not a perfect movie, it is definitely Cosmic Horror, which is something I appreciate. I think that the film would have had... I think the film could have been better if the studio hadn't cut it short. Just think here, if there's anything else we can really contribute to today, guys. My brain cells are very small and not very good. They don't run very well, so I'm just trying to think if there's anything else we can add before we head out of here for the day. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. Do you guys think we're good? All right, guys. I will catch everybody next time. We will have a stream in later today, or later this morning, or later this afternoon, depending on where you are. This was the 4th time I heard that quote this week from different channels. Oh my God, Rudy, it's spreading like a virus. But, you guys will see me to do a stream later on. As soon as I'm able to do so, there will be another stream. With that, you guys all have yourselves a great day. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, everybody who sent in chats today. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing. It's going to be a hell of a journey for us all together here, for those of you who are new. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time.